Welcome, road companions. May the night find us prepared for an unsettling journey. I am Jack, the trucker, and I will guide you through stories that unveil the mysteries the road conceals. Throughout my travels across the United States, I've encountered dark roads and secrets that echo in the darkness. I prefer to steer clear of beautiful lullabies, and to keep you awake, I'll tell you something chilling. Today's account, on a rainy night in New York, transcends mere human experience. So buckle up tight, for we are about to tread on terrain where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. For those who fear, now is the time to flee. For those who are brave, the road to darkness begins now, and the unknown awaits us in the shadows of the city that never sleeps. The client called me in desperation at 6 a.m. It was my day off, and I was nursing a hangover after 2 bottles of bourbon at the local pub. My head was pounding, and it had been a long time since I had a proper rest. He offered double the usual fare for the same route. The guy needed it. Delivery to a hospital, so I felt guilty refusing. Good money and easy work to help others is not something you turn down. It was a cold and rainy night in New York. Raindrops, like the city's tears, danced in the lights, creating a melancholic and mysterious scene. People hurried home, filling the subway and buses. The cautious had umbrellas, and the reckless ran for cover under awnings and other shelters. It was past 7 p.m., and I was running late with an important delivery, thanks to the rain in this city and a tire that mysteriously punctured earlier today. I checked all the items before the trip. This wasn't supposed to happen. Beneath urban shadows, a peculiar delivery awaited its destination, heading to a place few dared to mention, the municipal asylum. A load of clean clothes, an illusory blessing for imprisoned souls. But what awaited me was more than just clothes and tarps protecting from the night cold. Entering the municipal asylum, I felt a heavy and oppressive atmosphere. The building, a distorted silhouette in the rain, seemed to whisper secrets buried in concrete walls. I couldn't wait to finish and have another hot mug of coffee to clear my vision. After all, I've been working for at least 30 days straight, no rest. I needed that money. It was important. They authorized my entry, so I hurried to unload the things. They had no one to help. Instead, only nurses and guards cared for the poor and dying souls. Every step echoed in the empty corridors, like the silence of broken minds. I thought delivering the clean clothes would be a mere formality, but it turned out to be an offering to the unknown, triggering a series of events that, like shadows dragged by the moonlight, would irrevocably change the destiny of that night journey. I felt something strange. The hairs on my neck stood on end. I hadn't felt this since I was delivering a load in Portland and was threatened by some local thugs, armed to the teeth. It wasn't a joke. On the last round to unload things at the asylum, I heard incessant whispers and moans that I hadn't noticed before. The noises took over the air, as if they had been there all along. Only now, at a loud volume, agonizing me from the inside. The faces of everyone working there changed suddenly as well. If before I was cordially received by their staff, now everyone presented a sudden bad mood, almost as if they were chained to imaginary chains, also bound to the place. I did my best to get out of that place as soon as possible. After leaving the asylum and its haunting aura behind, I felt a strange restlessness. I knew the night, relentless in its mysteries, still held more secrets. Seeking shelter from the incessant rain, my eyes came across a nightclub in the vicinity. I hadn't heard of that place, which had poorly installed neon lights that flickered. It was weak and flashing. The facade revealed just enough to provoke a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Moved by an unknown force, I felt the desire to know what lay behind the partially open doors. I needed to have a bit of fun at the end of that day, as it hadn't been the easiest. I knew destiny was leading me into the unknown. I wasn't frisked, and they didn't have a bouncer or a hostess, as is usually the case in nightclubs where young people frequent. I entered, and an atmosphere of decay and mystery enveloped me. Dim light in the place, and I could barely see the bar or understand if there was a band playing on the stage. I walked a bit more, trying to reach something I would never see. I entered complete darkness. There was a distorted music, like a lost lament, echoing through the shadowy corridors, inviting to a macabre dance. Shadowy figures, their movements choreographed by an invisible melody, glided through the dusk. Without reason or why, I became part of this sinister spectacle, where the line between reality and nightmare dissolved like dancing shadows in the night. It was a dreamlike experience, without escape, and I couldn't distinguish how much time I spent within that macabre whirlwind of sound, movement, and almost no consciousness. While my body swayed in the dimness, I began to recognize familiar faces among the unknown ones. Faces I believed I had forgotten, memories of a hazy past that haunted me. The nightclub became a stage for the revelation of buried secrets, bringing forth the ghosts I tried to forget. I was aware that I had been with those people at some point, but I couldn't distinguish their names or what we had gone through together. An uncontrollable stupor, like an uninterrupted spell. The night progressed, and I delved into a labyrinth of emotions and horrors from the past. Each step, as if guided by invisible hands, led me toward a point of no return. The nightclub, or whatever the place I entered was, now seemed more than ever like a prison of dark memories, revealing its true purpose. I was ensnared in a sinister plot and at the mercy of forces that surpassed the limits of understanding. The nuances of people became increasingly clear, and at this moment, I could at least distinguish some figures from my past. My adversaries, enemies, or figures that frightened me at some point in my life. A great service that this nightclub did for me, blending in a blender the people who scared me the most throughout my life. From childhood, with authoritative figures like teachers, to adolescence, with street fights in the reform school. And even in adulthood, with the harassing boss at the mechanic shop where I worked when younger, to my most recent job and the various inexplicable figures I encountered. They were all sucking me into an endless abyss, without hope. I was immersed in a sea of heavy memories and had no boat or life jacket to help me. I was alone, and as usual, had to act on my own. Faced with the imminent dark fate, I felt a flame of courage burning within me. If it was always like this, me fighting for myself, why would it be different now? Amidst the macabre dance and the murmurs of the past, I decided to confront the shadows that haunted me. The quest for redemption began at that moment, and I was willing to unravel the mysteries that tormented me. It was the only way to get out of this situation. With each step toward the truth, the shadows became denser. The nightclub, now a prison of lost souls, tried to imprison the trucker in its winding corridors. Escape became a desperate race against the unknown, while the past and the present intertwined in a web of horror. In the half-light, the trucker perceived unintelligible whispers, voices from beyond trying to convey messages from a realm beyond human understanding. After an incalculable eternity, I simply blacked out. I don't know how long I was in the sea of despair, how long I slept, and how I woke up. Outside the nightclub, I was on the ground, without my wallet, without my jacket. The rain had passed, but it was still cold. I was in front of the truck, next to the location of the last delivery, the asylum. And so, my road companions, the rainy night in New York became another dark chapter in my journey. The delivery to the municipal asylum and the suspicious nightclub unveiled secrets that I couldn't imagine, and I can't consciously verbalize, as if there were a magical lock in my head. Remember, the road holds stories beyond our understanding. I am Jack, the trucker, and I hope this chilling tale has left you alert to the mysteries lurking in the shadows. Until next time, road folks, and be careful out there.